The future of Franco Colapinto, the young Argentine talent who replaced Jack Doohan, is already being decided behind the scenes, and the news is far from calm. After 8 races without significant results, the pressure is mounting, and the French team is reportedly considering big names to take over the cockpit in 2026. But what's really going on inside Alpine? Does Colapinto still have a chance to prove his worth, or will his F1 career be shorter than we imagine? Stay tuned to the end of the video to make sure you don't miss a thing. Like it, and subscribe to the channel. In January 2025, the French team makes it official. Colapinto takes over as reserve and test pilot. In a relationship that promises to last more than a season, the Argentinian warmly thanks him. It's an honor to join Alpine. I can't wait to get started and see where this journey takes me. But of course, in F1, no one holds the lead for long. The atmosphere is tense. Flavio Briatore, a key figure behind the scenes at Alpine, had already warned, if Jack Doohan, the starter at the beginning of the year, didn't deliver results, Colapinto's memory would be at stake. And it wasn't just talk. Doohan had a clear clause: 6 races to prove his worth. And as that window approached, rumors began to swirl. Colapinto, the reserve, was tipped to join the grid as early as Imola, right in the middle of the season. Shortly after taking over from Jack Doohan, Colapinto's debut was a reality check. He himself warned reporters, "Everything is new again. We're starting from scratch," and acknowledged that 5 races might not be enough to adapt to the Alpine car. Despite having experience with Williams, here he was a rookie again. Without time to breathe, a triple sequence came: Imola, Monaco, Barcelona. In Imola, crashed in qualifying 1, finishing 16th in the race. Later, in Monte Carlo, he showed some momentum and finished 13th, but he used that result cautiously. He said the Alpine was very different from the Williams car, and that getting familiar was the way to go. To the Spanish GP, he repeated the feat, 15th. In Canada, for the first time, he started ahead of his teammate Gasly on the grid, but still finished 13th. The conclusion of all this was painful. After 7 races with Alpine, Colapinto has yet to score any points, and his best result, that 13th, was a pure repetition of what had already been happening with Doohan. And the challenge wasn't just the learning curve. The A525 was truly a tough car to master. The Argentine complained that he felt unconfident, especially at high speeds, saying the car was fast, yes, but it didn't give him the confidence to truly attack. In another interview, he spoke of a narrow operating window. That is, it was difficult to hit the point where the car worked well, which required more experience from the driver with that equipment. At the Austrian GP, the drama continued. Colapinto finished only 15th place and still received 5 seconds of punishment for obstructing Oscar Piastri. A simple error on the track only reinforcing how tangled the adaptation path was. And it didn't stop there. After the Hungaroring, during Pirelli tire testing, Colapinto suffered a serious accident in practice. Fortunately, he emerged unscathed, but the car was destroyed. This happened while his situation with Alpine was already shaky. With the team seemingly at the bottom of the constructors' standings, the pressure only increased. To top it all off, the rumors grew stronger. Names like Valtteri Bottas began to circulate as possible replacements, a clear sign that if he didn't show rapid improvement, he'd lose his place. Everything seemed to be conspiring against Franco Colapinto. After facing the harsh reality of the A525 and meager results, a blow as sudden as the impact of the crash came. During a Pirelli tire test for 2026 at the Hungaroring, the Argentine suffered a violent collision at the top of turn 11. A fast, narrow right-hander, a typical trap for those not yet fully confident in their car and at top pace. The accident occurred early in the morning of the second day of post-Hungarian GP testing, just as Colapinto was taking over from test driver Paul Aron. The impact was so severe that the car was rendered useless, generating immediate concern among Alpine, Pirelli, and the paddock. Fortunately, the driver was evaluated at the circuit's medical center and released without serious injuries, receiving confirmation that he was okay from the teams involved. Pirelli boss Mario Isola took the opportunity to emphasize that the accident was unrelated to the tire compounds tested. He lamented the loss of time and valuable data during testing, noting that it was a shame that we lost some mileage, although this had nothing to do with the tires. This incident became a turning point in the season. It wasn't just a crash, but a clear symbol of Colapinto's turbulent times. Alpine, stuck at the bottom of the constructors' standings and under pressure for results, no longer has room for repeated risks. The quick crash made headlines and further raised alarm bells behind the scenes. And this is where this story takes a dramatic turn. The timing of the accident coincided with the season's greetings, the summer recession, just as contracts are being renegotiated and strategies for the final stretch of the season are being defined. The news arrived while rumors were already swirling. Would Colapinto survive politically within Alpine, with more experienced names emerging as possibilities? Before I continue, please like and subscribe to the channel so the YouTube algorithm recommends this video. And let's get started. And these weren't just any names. There was talk of Valtteri Bottas, a driver with vast experience, and even Sergio Perez, financially strong. Flavio Briatore, the figure who runs the Alpine team behind the scenes, had already been incisive with Colapinto. In June, he summed it up this way: "If Colapinto is performing, he'll stay. If not, we'll see." The tone has always been clear. Every corner, every point, every test counts. Now, with the recent accident, the balance has tipped. The still unstable performance, combined with this setback, has put the Argentine's future under real threat. This talk of replacements is no longer a casual rumor. It's become concrete speculation behind the scenes. Alpine urgently needs solutions, performance, and the mid-season window was the only chance to redefine its destiny for 2025. The crash became a symbol, both metaphorical and literal, of a crosshair in Colapinto's hopes. Will he survive, or was this the blow that ended his time with the team? Behind the scenes at the French team, Franco Colapinto's name has been under scrutiny, and the atmosphere is rife with speculation. The situation becomes even clearer when rumors emerge that Valtteri Bottas, currently a Mercedes reserve driver, was reportedly approached by Flavio Briatore. The goal? To bring someone with experience into the cockpit to demonstrate the limits of the Alpine A525. Judging by the difficulty neither Colapinto nor Doohan have managed to overcome so far. Even so, sources close to Planet F1 guarantee that the talks with Bottas are still preliminary and that they have not evolved into concrete agreements, suggesting that Briatore is only exploring options, but keeping Colapinto on the front line for now. The specialized press highlights that, despite the pressure, Colapinto has maintained his place for the second half of the 2025 season, with the team giving clear signs that he should continue to occupy the cockpit, either to show evolution or, at the very least, justify the investment of trust. But we hope to stay calm, right? No. The atmosphere inside Alpine remains tense. According to recent analyses, it continues under real pressure. It's no longer theory. It comes from the Spa performance, which others within the team already consider alarming, especially against Pierre Gasly, who has accumulated all of Alpine's points so far. And some say bluntly that the Argentine's days are numbered. Only a complete and rapid improvement can keep him in the seat. Otherwise, the team may change drivers in the final races, not even ruling out testing Paul Aron as a replacement, as he's part of the team's youth program. Internally, although many are pushing for immediate results, there are messages of greater patience. Some of the main factors working in Colapinto's favor are, firstly, the multi-year contract. Then he joined the team with a long-term commitment, and this should guarantee some initial stability. Then comes the Alpine's own development experience, due to the fact that the team is focused on 2026, which limits new performance solutions for 2025 and gives more room to the driver. And finally, the Argentina's commercial support, because the financial support and visibility that Colapinto brings to the team are real assets, difficult to ignore in a time of uncertainty. The reflection of all this? A work environment under notice, as they used to say backstage. If you're performing, drive the car. If not, we'll see. An iconic phrase, spoken by Briatore, that perfectly encapsulates the fine line between trust and continuous evaluation. But tell me, what did you think of this video? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your opinion, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing.